Good afternoon. I'm in Singapore's beautiful Marina Bay. It's a Sunday. Today's the final day of the Singapore Airlines Grand Prix Formula One. It's currently 5 p.m. The race starts in about 3 hours at 8 p.m. And so far they've had some warm-up events like the Supercar Series, Porsche Carrera Cup this afternoon. I think there's a couple more events on. I've come through the gates, had a look around at some of the offerings, the merchandise tents, the food outlets, also been to some of the eateries that are available at the Esplanade area where I'm currently standing. I'm on the Jubilee Bridge crossing towards the famous Merlion statue in Singapore. So yeah, there's a lot of people currently. It's filling up quite nicely. There's a lot of events on for guests and attendees. There was a fire event on, there was a fire performance given by a Taiwanese troupe. That was fantastic. There was a drum performance just back there behind me. That was also equally very entertaining for everyone. Yeah, it's a really diverse crowd. Like, there's so many people from all around the world attending. It's really good weather, beautiful, not too hot, not raining, which is good. And yeah, looking forward to the race. Looking forward to capturing some different perspectives from the racetrack. I've got a Zone 4 walkabout ticket, so that entitles me to go around exploring a little bit of the central part of Singapore. So if you have a walkabout ticket like I have, you actually don't have a reserved seat on any part of the course. There are viewing platforms such as the one on the right of me, where people with this stature or this status of a ticket can just go up, walk. There's no pre-reserved stands, there's no pre-reserved seats. Just go up. If it's not full, you can take a place and watch the racetrack, which is just on the other side. Yeah, very good vantage points. You can definitely hear and see the cars go by at super quick speeds here in Singapore. We'll also say if you're looking for a quiet spot to just wait out the time until the actual race in Singapore. Oh,
one side, please. Thank you.
Okay, we've got a whole troop of cars coming. Yeah, so I think if you have a Zone 4 walkabout ticket and you're looking for a quiet space to just wait out some time until the actual race in the evening, also just coming to the Esplanade Theatres, which is just towards the Ferris wheel in the distance. There's hardly anyone there. There's also some food and beverage outlets that are not as busy as the main Padang area, which is where most Zone 4 ticket holders would, I guess, wait out their time or spend their time. So yeah, go there, get a beer, get some food, and you won't be kind of pushed or shoved. There's not too many people there. So far the experience has been pretty amazing. The event has been very well organized. From your ticket it states exactly which entrance the organizers will recommend you come in. So I guess if you're catching a train, you'll go to the nearest train station. Signage is pretty clear to where you need to get to. There's a bag search, there's a security check. So security is quite tight everywhere you go. Obviously this is Singapore, so it's extremely safe. And then once you're in, there's clear signs to food, to activities that you can do. There's one right here, which is a Singapore Airlines kind of a marquee setup, where I think there are some attractions. There's there are people doing the sticks that are dropping. I think they're magnetic. They drop and you're meant to catch them. They're meant to test your reflexes. That's one. Otherwise, there's an art exhibit to my left. Yeah, so plenty of things on offer. Prices for food, reasonable. I guess average is $12 to $20 Singapore dollars. So that's quite reasonable for a large ticket event. As well as music. There's a lot of music going on, a lot of live performances. So the atmosphere is pretty good. And even for 3 hours ahead of an event, it's pretty popping. So yeah, thumbs up. There's also plenty of opportunities to buy some official branded merchandise. F1, as you can see behind me, Ferrari, McLaren, Red Bull, and Mercedes. You can buy kind of team jerseys, caps, pens, keychains, you name it, they've got it. Prices, from observation, caps are Singapore dollars, $90 to $100. The jerseys or the t-shirts are $170. So not the cheapest thing to purchase, but I think that's the average kind of expectation or benchmark that you need to set yourself if you want to buy, a shirt or something to take back home. You can also buy hearing protection, so like earplugs or earmuffs or headphones. Behind me there, F1 is a noisy sport, especially in a city where there's a lot of tall buildings. It kind of emphasizes or amplifies the noise coming from an F1 car, which is very, very loud. So yeah, if you've left your earmuffs or earplugs behind at home, don't worry, they've got it here for you. You may be paying a premium, obviously, but there's always that option here. And I'm now at the magnificent Padang Grand Stage area. This is the stage for the main musical acts of the Formula One Grand Prix. There are other stages around, but they're smaller, and the main acts come to this stage, which is right behind me. So you see the Padang, pretty big. So after the race, they will have some marquee acts up here. I believe tonight is Robbie Williams and Kings of Leon. So they'll be playing after the race, which should end around 10 o'clock p.m. tonight. So that'll be exciting. This place will be flooded with people. It'll be so packed. In fact, my sister, her boyfriend, and some of my family friends came here last year, and it was raining the entire day, and so the grass here became effectively a mud patch, which was interesting, exciting. Some people obviously looked at the bright side of it, but it was very, very sloshy and muddy. So, but thankfully tonight is super dry, beautiful, blue skies, and it won't be an issue. So yeah, this is the Padang. This is the downtown stage, which is a smaller stage relative to the Padang grand stage back behind me. There is a musical performance going on right now. Plenty of people. So this being a city race, around the racetrack there are plenty of hotels, restaurants and bars that I think people book out months and months and months in advance to secure like a good vantage point for the race. Tonight I'm actually fortunate enough to have been given a ticket by a friend's friend. We helped out with a musical event a couple of weeks ago. This friend is a member of the Singapore Recreation Club, which is one of the clubs that is right on the racetrack. So they have a number of kind of member and guest tickets that they were issuing out. So I purchased one for today. And yeah, so that's where I'll be based at for the evening. Obviously, you can be based there, but you can walk around, which is what I'm doing currently. But it's right here. And yeah, it provides food, some entertainment options, some musical entertainment as well. But it's a nice place to be away from the hustle and bustle with not too many people, and a nice place to enjoy the evening's entertainment. So this is the membership pass, and what I need to do is I need to show the security guards at the entrance to allow me access. Thank you. We're through. Coming into the recreation club now. Still not too many people, which is good, but looking forward to seeing how this evening transforms, whether there'll be a lot of people tonight or it will remain pretty quiet. Thank you. So I've registered at the counter already, which is to my right. Got a wristband, which allows me re-entry. And so we've got some deck chairs here. It's called the Circuit Club by Singapore Recreation Club. There's also some pools, which I think will be in use later on. These are inflatable pools with some floaties, a unicorn right there. Yeah, what a nice setup. You've got a live TV screen, you can catch the action there if you don't want to be on the racetrack itself. Some high tables there. Got a DJ in the far corner. And I think this is kind of a little food outlet here, serving light bites. It's a really nice option. And then right in the distance, just 50 meters that way, you can go right to the track, which is going to be very exciting, incredibly exciting to see all these cars go roaring past. I was here earlier and they had the Supercar Series and the Porsche Carrera Cup cars complete their races, so that was quite exciting. It was already, the decibel level was super high, so I can't imagine what it will be when the F1 cars come out. So I'm looking forward to that. Honestly, it's going to be incredibly exciting. So yeah, before I forget, thank you, Grace, who's a member here. Thank you for allowing me to use the facilities. Thank you. So I'm at the indoor bar of the Singapore Recreation Club. I'm buying a champagne to drink outside. I can pay by credit card. So yeah. Thank you. One glass is $15, which is pretty reasonable given the event and the kind of organized nature of this function. Thank you so much. Thank you. So you just $15, you get a coupon, and just give that to the attendant and trade it for your glass of champagne. Thank you. Thank you. Cheers.
Get out of the bottom 5 as it stands currently, and on we go with Alex.
And no sooner had I started enjoying my champagne than out of the right corner of my eye, I did see the drivers having their traditional pre-race parade. So grabbing my champagne, I rushed to trackside to watch the drivers in these vintage cars drive around the track, getting the crowd involved and really amping up the energy.
Time is now 7:15 p.m., 45 minutes to the race start. The driver's actually doing a warm-up, series of warm-up laps. So Ferrari go past, that's either Carlos Sainz or Charles Leclerc. I've seen all the Mercedes cars go by, Red Bull. They've done probably maybe 3 or 4 laps of warm-ups of this circuit so far. We've got another car, let's see who we can see here. Haas car. The 2 Haas cars, Kevin Magnussen. That's the Alpha, it's either Valtteri Bottas or Zhou Guanyu, the Chinese driver. Fantastic viewpoint here. You know, it's just 2 meters from where I'm standing. I've got a fence in front of me, but fantastic view. That's a Mercedes, that's either Lewis Hamilton or George Russell. That's the Red Bull. Obviously it's the championship leader, Verstappen or Sergio Perez. Another Ferrari go by. Yeah, looking forward to it. So this must be a good couple of minutes of warm-up. Go back to the garage, tune up, and get ready for the race at 8 p.m. So I'm back at the Singapore Recreation Club. I'm at the front of the entrance, or what traditionally is the front. Obviously the fences for the Formula 1 race have blocked out the access, but this is this is, I guess, all cordoned off. It's for members and their guests of this club. It's fantastic. I don't think it's going to be overly crowded. As you can see, there's grass patch there. I was just on the other side in the back where they have, you know, a restaurant there, some bars serving drinks. Out here they've got like a little tent with beers on tap. As you can see, beers on tap. Some other drinks as well. They've also put up chairs and stands for, again, members and guests to sit, which is really nice. And the view, I think, is going to be fantastic, because if you look, the track is like so close, and this is a bit where the drivers are definitely going to slow down. They have to brake at this point to make a sharp, almost 90-degree turn. So definitely, if you in the mood to get photographs or pictures of cars, this is fantastic. They're not going to go like as fast as the straights, so you'll have a better chance of taking a good snap. So I'm just going to camp here for a little bit longer. I think I'll spend a good chunk of the early part of the race, watching it from here. I then might migrate to another place within the club. Then I might go outside and see where I can find other places within Zone 4, obviously, to watch the race. I'm looking forward to it. It's fantastic.
I then spent the next couple of minutes before the race start trying to scope out a good spot out at the front of the Singapore Recreation Club. If you would like to skip ahead to the race start, I've included a link to the relevant timestamp in the description box below. I also went into the club's ballroom where they were screening a live telecast of the race. My friend, Roshan, a chief steward at Singapore Airlines, was leading a group of Singapore Airlines cabin crew musicians in a rendition of Singapore's national anthem before the race. Looking around the room, as well as outside, the tables had filled up and the party was really getting started.
So it's 8 p.m. The cars, according to the TV screen on my left, have started their warm-up lap or formation lap, and then after this lap, then they'll line up on the grid and start proper. So we should be seeing these cars come past in about 35 seconds, I guess. So we're at St Andrews Road, facing Raffles City Shopping Centre. That's a diagonal across us, and behind here is the Recreation Club. And I've deliberately chosen this area because it's a corner, so it's going to be super slow. Well, the cars are going to be slower than usual coming around this bend. Let's see if we can hear them. They're coming around now. Here they come. That's the warm-up lap, and in a minute's time we'll get the actual race start. So let's try and catch that. Okay, the race has just started, so 30 seconds, they'll be here.
An accident.
Has there been an accident?
Okay, they come. Amazing. Okay, let's catch lap number 2. This circuit is notoriously tight, so it's going to be very difficult for people to overtake because it's so narrow. So, unlike other circuits where you've got wide roads or chicanes to kind of favor cars that can corner better than others, this is really narrow. So it's going to play into the hands, I guess, of the front runners. They can just defend well and should be able to take it home. So now I'm just going to make my way around to different locations around the course. Maybe explore a little bit more around the Singapore Recreation Club. Don't want to lose the opportunity to have a nice area to be based at. I think I'll explore a little bit more here, go outside, see some other vantage points, maybe go to the viewing platforms along the Esplanade Bridge, and then come back here for the end, for the finish. So I'm out of the club now, making my way to the viewing platform on the Esplanade Bridge. One of the many that is lined up on the bridge. Hopefully there will be space that I can squeeze myself on and get a good view from there. Yeah, just on the way to the Esplanade viewing platforms and just taking the opportunity to stop by and just check out some of the exhibits while there's less crowds, obviously. During the race period, they all disperse and all these attractions are now open to, people who didn't have the opportunity to go during the day or were too busy or too lazy. So now, I can see a replica Formula 1 trophy here. Got a selfie TV thing there, and we've got an art installation there. So I think a local artist has created like her interpretation of the difficulty of this Singapore Marina Bay track. The concentration, the tight turns, the narrow streets. That's her visual interpretation. And the installation is called "It Takes Balls." Very apt. Just making my way back up the Jubilee Bridge where I was earlier in the day. The crowds are not as busy, surprisingly, as I thought they would be. There are people around. The viewing platforms do look like they're packed though, so I'm not sure about my chances of getting on, but we'll see. I thought at least the Jubilee Bridge would be full of people going back and forth, but not so far. You cannot beat this side of Marina Bay Sands. Never gets old. So nice. Looks like there's also some on-course entertainment. People on high sticks. That's nice. Keeping everyone entertained. Okay, I may have spoken too soon. There's so many people up on the stands. I'm not sure how I can even make myself squeeze through. Even on the steps leading up to these platforms, there's a queue already there. So we'll see. I'm just trying to go to a set of platforms the furthest away from the entrance to get here. My thinking is that people tend to not want to walk so far, so hopefully that means less people on those platforms. But so far, doesn't look too promising for me. You can see the cars, but just the tops of the cars because the road balustrade kind of obscures the most of the car's body given the viewing angle. So unless you're standing at the top of these platforms, you really need to find somewhere else, I guess. It's a bit difficult to see.
That's the problem.
I found a space on a viewing platform, so hopefully we get a better view from this one.
Getting close to
I'm sorry.
International Space Station coast. All kilometers getting close. Go Finland. Yeah. Well done. Entry level. Okay.
Sorry, I'll come through. Thanks.
Like your shots.
It was slightly better, but I still think that these viewing platforms, because of the height of the road balustrades, it's going to be a bit more difficult to see than other places around the course. So I think it's still worth coming just to experience a bit more of a straightaway. If you want to see the cars going at a bit more speed, this is a good area to come. But it's not a great viewing area in terms of seeing the entire body of the car. You're better off, I think, in other parts of the course. So yeah, this is the Esplanade Bridge. So I'm just at the Esplanade Durian, just outside the concert hall in Singapore. This is another vantage area. Pretty good view from here, so I'd recommend coming here if you're interested. Just outside the concert hall, the Durian of Singapore. So I'm back at the Singapore Cricket Club side of the Padang. This is close to the Victoria Concert Hall, just behind me. Cricket Club is here. But here, as you can see by the number of people here, there is an opening that you can see, and it's not blocked by a fence. Actually, I think it's for service vehicles to come in and out. That's why it's not blocked. So hopefully we can get some close-up pictures or photos or videos of the cars as they go past. So I'm back at the Padang, at the dockside end of the field, and this is the food trucks. Quite busy, there's still queues around, but nothing too crazy. Probably have to wait, I don't know, maybe 10-15 minutes for your food, but it's manageable. I may get some dinner, just trying to decide what I would like to get. There's choices of beef burgers, fish and chips, kind of more Asian style finger food, oriental wings. Yeah, you've got like the Cricket Club is also serving their own bites and drinks. And obviously you've got Heineken. Heineken's the official beer sponsor, so you've got some beer as well. So plenty of stuff on offer around here. So along the way, just bumped into my old uni classmate from Sydney with her partner. They're here to watch the race. Similar ticket, Zone 4. So hi guys, Diana, good to see you. And this is near the Padang. I found a space that you can actually watch with a walkabout ticket.
Buying that ticket that Cam talked about to the end of this.
This is facing the National Gallery, which is up there. So if you have a ticket to the bar up there, it's a really nice spot. I think the bar up there is called Smoke and Mirrors. Probably reserved for a corporate or some special event. Plenty of people up there. That would be such a fantastic spot because it's a long straightaway. You get definitely a good view of the cars at speed.
With 24 laps remaining.
as Sainz reporting, he still has a second of pace in hand.
Really good view. So yeah, at the Padang, just as you come into the field, on the left-hand side, towards the dock side food stands, you'll find this public area here. So I've got a falafel plate from Paul Boulangerie, which is it has multiple chains in Singapore, multiple outlets. They have a store set up here on Dockside, and the falafel plate set me back $16. I looked, compared to the other offerings, I thought this was the best. Not too oily, doesn't have too many chips, easy to digest. So, yep, going for this falafel plate. Just need to find a place to set up and sit down, which I think should be. Might need to find a space on the ground. Falafel plate. It's pretty good. Really good. Very moist. For a temporary stand food store, really good. So I finished the falafel. That was really nice. Now I'm making my way back to the Singapore Recreation Club. I'm going to catch the last part of the race at the club. We're at lap 50 of 62. So the very last 12 laps of the race. Right now, the commentators I can hear are saying that Mercedes are taking off 2 seconds a lap from the race leaders Ferrari. So with 12 laps to go, that's 24 seconds, and Ferrari are only 10 seconds ahead right now. So that's plenty of time, plenty of laps to catch up by George Russell and Lewis Hamilton. So I'm going to head back to the Recreation Club, catch the last bits of the race there, and then see what the post-race festivities are like with at the club and outside in the Padang area. So George Russell is only just behind Charles Leclerc, so let's see if we can catch them coming around. This is lap 53 or 54 of 62. Aston Martin. Carlos Sainz coming. Charlotte. Oh yes, George Russell's made the pass. Oh, so both George Russell and Lewis Hamilton have made the pass on Charles Leclerc. They're sitting in 3rd and 4th respectively. What a lap! That was amazing. Right now, Carlos Sainz is still in the lead, closely followed by Lando and Norris. But George Russell is closely on his tail, as well as Lewis Hamilton. They just ran around on their 55th lap. So if you're a Ferrari fan, you'll be quite nervous, but if you're a Mercedes fan, you'll be jumping up and down. This is the situation now at the Singapore Recreation Club towards the tail end of the race. There's quite a lot of space to stand around. Fantastic. Such a good view from here. You see people up there. I can see, standing on the balcony of the Stanford or Fairmont Hotel. That's people up there as well. Max Verstappen going past. 2, 3, 4 is Carlos Sainz, Lando Norris, George Russell, and Lewis Hamilton. The two Mercedes cars cannot get past them. They've come around 3 times since I've been standing here. Cannot seem to make the pass, so hopefully in the next maybe 8 laps, they need to get it done. Yeah, laps are running out. No, the Ferrari and McLaren are still in front of the 2 Mercedes cars, so still a waiting game. So I need to check exactly what's happened, but that was the kind of the celebration lap. Carlos Sainz first, Lando Norris second, and Lewis Hamilton third. So what happened to George Russell in the last lap? I don't know. I'll have to find out.
He looks for a final 3 from the cockpit. Brakes on fire.
So George Russell crashed into the barrier. I presume he was trying to make a pass on second and first place. So very unfortunate for him because he was looking so good for so long.
I then headed outside to catch what I could of the remainder of the traditional post-race fireworks.
Static lights in the solar, twice past in late night runs around the track. It's the extreme race that he focuses on and works the hardest for, and it has ended in victory for him too. And there's Lando Norris. He says, so glad, sadly for him.
So with the F1 done, now it's the post-race concerts. I'm on the top level of the Singapore Recreation Club, and from here we can actually see the entire Padang, which is chock-a-block. Currently Robbie Williams is performing and there are a lot of people down there. So yeah, good to be up here and have a nice view. So I'm about to head off from the Singapore Recreation Club. Robbie Williams' concert just ended. The time now is just after midnight on a Monday morning. There's an after party here that goes until the early hours of the morning. I don't, I mean, as much as I would love to stay, I think better get back to back home. Yeah, hopefully, you know, it'll be a nice walk home and maybe hopefully get on the track as well. And one more thing is thank you, Grace, as well for the invite. Thank you. Good night. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Thank you. Wow, let's look at all the Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. Good night. 17.
So behind me is all the people exiting from the Robbie Williams' concert. There's a lot of people, probably about 50,000. Make our way under the underpass, and I think, yeah, should be home in a short while. Traffic is free flowing, so we're not bottlenecked too much. So looking quite good. Exiting out of gate 3A today. heading towards Raffles City Shopping Centre, City Hall Station. If you're catching the train, the last train for today leaves at 12:45 a.m. So that's the East-West Green Line. That's the line that takes you to the airport. I'll be walking home today. I think it's not too far. Be a nice walk home. Signage is all very clear. Everyone is filing out very nicely. I think it also helps that it's not raining today as well. So I remember last year I was at a different exit, slightly narrower. It was quite chaotic in terms of just being very messy, very muddy. So today we're very lucky with the weather.
That was very good.
And the race, has just only finished a couple hours ago, but they're already dismantling or some of the signage, the floorboards in the distance. So that's Singapore efficiency. I think tomorrow they're going to start taking down the light fixtures. Every year this is a temporary structure, so they'll take every light fitting down, all the structures, all the seating down, store it in a warehouse somewhere, I believe, and then for next year they have a template, fix it back up within 2 months out from the race, thereabouts, and go again. Impressive organization. Just exited the final security check out from the circuit area on my way home. So I hope you enjoyed that little snippet of the race day here at the Singapore F1 Grand Prix. It's a fantastic race if you're able to get out to it. Obviously, if you're able to get into a hospitality suite or some kind of sheltered indoor area, especially in the heat and potentially rain or tropics of Singapore, that's even better. But otherwise, even if you have just a general pass to walk around, that's very, very worthwhile and I think a great and memorable experience. Definitely one of the highlights for visitors to Singapore as well as locals living in Singapore. I've been here 5+ years and it's still a novelty each and every time. Just like some of the buildings around here, never gets old. So yeah, hope to see you in the next video.